Let's prepare on specific energy and specific force. So today we are going to see about the specific energy. So first, what does this specific energy means? It is the energy per unit weight of water measured with respect to the channel bottom as the datum. So in each different depth, the energy will be variating. So based on that depth from the channel's bottom, we will be calculating the energy per unit weight. So that only we call it as the specific energy. So generally we draw the graph, that is in the x-axis we take energy and the y-axis we take the depth of the water. So this is normally the specific energy curve. So here when specific energy is minimum, the velocity of that flow will be equal to its critical flow, and the depth also will be called as the critical depth. Here the Q will be fixed, that is the discharge of the flow will be fixed, and for a fixed discharge only the specific energy curve will be plotted. Okay, so if you change the discharge means the curve will be changing completely. So we'll be fixing the Q value and we'll be variating the depths alone, and we'll be finding the respective energy there. So we know for the energy E is equal to Y plus V square by 2G. So with respect to this we draw the graph. So here the graph is given. In the x-axis energy and the y-axis the depth of the water is given, or if any fluid is given. So here when you draw the curve, that is the curve you draw now, E is equal to Y plus V square by 2G. Okay, so this straight line indicates the E is equal to Y, and this curved line indicates E is equal to V square by 2G. So we are combining both the lines to produce this specific energy curve. So in this point the velocity curve, that is V square by 2G curve, no, so it will be having a point of contraflexure like thing here. So this point only we call it as the critical point, and that depth of that water at that point is called as critical depth. Okay, so we are mentioning it as YC and it is called as critical depth line. Okay, so the depth above that will be called as subcritical flow, and the depth below that will be called as supercritical flow. So here we are taking just two examples, Y1 and Y2. Y1 we are taking below the critical depth, so Y1 is equal to we call that as supercritical flow. Okay, so when Y is less than YC it is called as supercritical flow, and Y2 here which is greater than YC, so we call it as subcritical flow. So this is how we categorize the flow with respect to the critical depth. So here these Y1 and Y2 are called as alternate depth, that is two different possible depth for a given flow of a specific energy is called as only alternate depths. So here these two are alternate depths. So this is all about your specific energy curve. The next thing we are going to see is the specific force and specific force curve. Okay, so force per unit weight of the channel we call it as the specific force here, and here also we draw the diagram like this. With respect to, in the x-axis we take the specific force and y-axis we take the depth of the flow. So you'll be getting a diagram like this. Okay, so here also this point is called as the critical point, and the force present there is called as the critical specific force, and the depth there is called as critical depth. But here we are taking Y1 and Y2, no, that is the Y1 below YC. Here we call this as supercritical flow, and Y2 that is above YC we call it as subcritical flow. That everything is same only, but here these Y1 and Y2, that is the two different depth possible for the same specific force is called as conjugate depth. Okay, whereas in specific energy curve they both are called as alternate depths, here these both are called as conjugate depths. So these are the difference between the specific force curve and specific energy curve. So why we are studying the specific energy and specific force means we need to provide the relation between this energy and the depth. So based on the depth the energy of the flow varies, no, so we are going to study that. So to study that relation between the energy and this depth, we are taking the critical state of the flow. So critical state of the flow means it is the flow where the specific energy is very minimum for a given discharge. So that is the simple concept. So flow at which the specific energy or specific flow is very minimum, specific energy is minimum. So we know that when something is equal to minimum, when we differentiate that, you can equate it to 0. So that is the condition we can take. Okay, so here I have taken that condition. dE by dy is equal to 0. So for E, I have substituted the value y plus v square by 2g. So y square can be expanded as q square by a square. Velocity is equal to discharge by area. No? So I have written like that. So when you differentiate with respect to y, you will be getting y. When you differentiate, you will be getting 1. And when you differentiate this term, you will be getting q square by 2g into minus 2 by a cube into dA by dy. So the a I have differentiated again. Okay. So here when you take this as a channel or some flow is happening here, this dA is nothing but the top area or a small portion of area we are taking, and T is the top width. So from this diagram you can tell that the top width into dy, that is the small height, will be equal to your small area, because area into, that is the depth into height, width into the height will give you area here. No, so here dA is equal to T into dy, so T is equal to dA by dy. So this, instead of this dA by dy, you can substitute T in this formula. So you'll be getting the formula like this. So this whole term can be taken this side. So 1 is equal to q square T by g a cube. Okay, so this is an important relation. Many questions will be asked based on this concept, and even the formula itself can be asked as an objective question. The next thing we are going to see here is the T by q square a square by T by g a. No, so that everything is splitted like this. Why means we know that a by T is what? It is the hydraulic depth. So to induce the hydraulic depth here and getting a relationship between that, we are splitting like this. So instead of this T by a by T, you can write like this. So a by T you can write as d. Okay, and this q square by a square, no, so this you can write it as v square again. So you'll be getting the equation as v square by gd is equal to 1, where v by root gd is equal to 1. Okay, so this v by root gd is nothing but your Fruit's number. So Fruit's number is equal to 1. So this is what we are getting from the specific energy curve. So these are all the outcomes of the specific energy curve. So these are very important characteristics of the curve. So at last I'll be concluding that also, how it is derived, so that you should know. So only I'm explaining this. So now we are taking the rectangular section for an example, and we are going to get the final relationship between the energy and the depth. So here I have taken this formula, q square T by g a cube is equal to 1. So you can write q square T by b cube yc cube, because a can be written as b into yc, no, so b cube into yc cube. So this q square by b square, no, so it can be written as small q, that is the discharge per unit width is taken as small q here. So q square into T by g into b into yc cube is equal to 1. So you can write it as q square by g into yc cube is equal to 1, because top with T and the bottom with B of a rectangle channel is same only. So you can cancel that. So you'll be getting q square by g yc cube is equal to 1. And then q square by g is equal to yc cube. So yc is equal to q square by g the whole power 1 by 3. So this is a very important relationship. Many questions will be asked from this relationship. Okay. So here QC, that is the critical depth, is equal to q square by g the whole power 1 by 3. So now we are going to substitute this critical depth in the energy formula, and we are going to find the relation there. So here E minimum is equal to yc plus v square by 2g, we know, and v square is expanded as q square by a square here, and a square can be further written as b square into y square, because we have seen here, no, area is equal to b into yc, so I have written like that. So from this q square by b square can be written as small q square by yc square into 2g. And then here we are going to substitute the thing which we have found here. Okay, so we have found, no, q square is equal to g into yc cube. So that I have substituted here. So instead of q square, you can write g into yc cube here. So g and g will get cancelled, and yc cube alone will be coming here. So when this get cancelled, you'll be getting yc by 2. yc plus yc by 2 will give you 3 by 2 yc, that is 1.5 times the yc. So this is the main relation, that is E minimum, that is the minimum specific energy or the critical specific energy is equal to 1.5 times the critical depth in the rectangular channel. So similarly, you have to find the relationship for the critical depth with respect to this Q, and then we have to put in this formula, energy formula, and it will be calculating the relation between the energy and the YC. So that for rectangular and parabolic channel is important. So here I have not written the derivation everything, I have given directly the formula here. For the rectangular channel, the channel will be like this, and YC will be equal to 2Q square by GZ square the whole power 1 by 5. There EC, that is the minimum specific energy, will be equal to your 1.25 times the YC. So this is for your triangular channel. So when you take a parabolic channel, for a parabolic channel, YC is equal to 3 by 2 Q square by GT square the whole power 1 by 3, and EC will be equal to 1.33 times the YC value. Okay, so here we got the relationship between the energy and the critical depth for rectangular, triangular, and also the parabolic channel. So this is what the main relationship that is needed here, that is for this energy curve and everything. So based on this relation, the questions will be asked, and this YC value, these three is also very important here. And here Q is nothing but the discharge, G is the gravity, Z means it's nothing but M. In triangular channel will be taking slope, no M, so that M is only denoted as Z here, and T is your top width. So every terms we are already known of. And the final characteristics of this whole specific energy curve in the critical state, because these conditions we derived from the critical flow, no? So the critical state of flow has a conclusion like this, that is the characteristics of these critical flow is ES is minimum for a given discharge, that is the specific energy is minimum for a given discharge, and the discharge is maximum for a given specific energy. Okay, so this is important. And then specific force is minimum for a given discharge, and discharge is maximum for a specific energy, that is a specific force. So when you're considering in the reverse order, the things also get reversed, that is maximum and minimum. So it is just like inverse proportional, and these two are very important. Here V square by 2G, so this is also we have taken from that formula only. We have studied V by root GD is equal to 1 like that. So here when you take everything, you will be getting V square is equal to GD like that. So when V square is equal to GD, you are dividing it by 2 means you will be getting V square by 2G is equal to D by 2. So why we are making this means, we know that V square by 2G is what the velocity head. So from this you can tell that the velocity head is equal to half the hydraulic depth in a channel of small slope. So this is the characteristics of this critical state of flow. And Froude number, we have just see that F by that is V by root GD is equal to 1, no? So Froude number will be equal to unity for this, that is equal to 1 for this critical state of flow. So these are the main outcomes that are taken out from this critical state of flow using the specific energy curve. So in this chapter, how the questions will be asked means, a rectangular channel or a triangular channel with its dimension will be given, and they'll be asking you to find the specific energy. So now we got the relationship now, that is a specific energy in a rectangular channel is equal to 1.5 times the YC. So you can find the YC first and you can multiply it with 1.5 to get the specific energy. So how to find YC? For that also we have the relation YC is equal to Q square by G the whole power 1 by 3. We got the relation there, no? So we can use that relation. Q square by G means Q is nothing but capital Q by B. So that everything they'll be giving in the question. G is 9.81. So you can substitute that values and find the critical depth YC, and with YC you can find the specific energy. So like these problems only will be given, that is the critical depth and the specific energy formula. So these two problems and only important in this chapter. Thank you, and keep watching for the next lecture on gradually varied flow.